today. From Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Andy Dalton and the Chicago Bears taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
They say summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into autumn as we are ready to roll under blue skies at Soldier Field. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Time to see the offense for Green Bay go to work. Aaron Rodgers leading them. What a career it's been. Came into the league back in 2005 as the number 24 pick out of Cal.
I like this guy. And the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And some room to maneuver. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. They had trouble stopping the run last week at a loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Here's Grant. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They turn to Kuhn on 3rd and short. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They run again with Kuhn. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. It's the fullback with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. And I want to give the big guy some credit because he deserves it, but where was the defense there? Because he's not a burner.
I think they fooled him big time by handing him the football. It's not normal for him to touch it very often on a running play. I think the defense was just ill-prepared for that eventuality.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. So what do you make of that? You go on the road, you score the opening drive touchdown, opt to go for 2, and all of a sudden they're up 8-zip.
Yeah, this wasn't a decision that they made right here and right now. They made this decision during the week. Hey, if we get the ball and score right away, let's show them that we feel like we're superior. Go for 2 and really put the pressure on them.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening. Be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
This defense for the Packers, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, Montgomery. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll run on first down. Wilburn, strong run, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the Bears getting the road victory, so they'll look now to take the season series here at Soldier Field.
From the gun, it's a give to Montgomery. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. So Dalton now. Bryant has it. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
A very important 3rd down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up 1st and goal.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Kyle Long back from retirement, the guilty party on that one.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Following the penalty, Montgomery.
48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They try again with Montgomery. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. Right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
So So we had the touchdown and two-point conversion to start the game. At least they're able to come back and get 3 on the board for their opening drive.
Yeah, most coaches will always say, just give me something on the opening drive. Anything you can put up on the board, you feel better about things. And in this case, I like the fact that they resisted the urge to try and match them big, because just get the points on the board. You're okay, even though they put 8 on you to begin with.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 27. This is Grant. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. A big pickup there on the run. On first down, Rodgers escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Here's 2nd and 10. On play action, Rodgers rolling to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
That's a letdown defensively, because they had them stacked up 3rd and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing 1st and goal, looking to regroup.
On play action, now Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. Touchdown! That's caught. Antonio Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Packers add on to their lead.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Extra point right down the middle. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you're head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Dalton. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 30 on second down, Dalton, throw left side, complete to Troutman.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. He'll get this underneath to Montgomery, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll make it second down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. And it'll be Dalton again. Finds Jake Butt over the middle. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Despite only needing 1, Dalton to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now that the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Dalton now to pass. He'll leave it for Montgomery, complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Dalton. And a quick throw here that's complete. Touchdown Bears! Jake Butt as the first half is winding down. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target. And this is back to a 5-point game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And he lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. It's caught by Bryant. And they'll get this down to the 10.
And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Butker's kick here is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. The Bengals seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. From there, we head down south to Tampa to check on the Bucs at home at Raymond James Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting Washington football team at halftime. Tom Brady, sharp as ever. He's got 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting New York Giants. 2 touchdown passes for Kirk Cousins there. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. From the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Dalton. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Montgomery. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
First down. It's Grant, and he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So they're looking for the series sweep here in Chicago. They go back to Grant. He'll have a first down inside the 10. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 127 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now that's how you start to get back in the good graces of your head coach. Remember, he fumbled on the last possession. How about the faith they showed him, giving him the ball again, and he repaid him, picking up a first down.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Packers take advantage of the field position on the turnover to cash in for 6. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths, running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that, and it wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the 6. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
Last week was commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual.